Hi, fashion dolls. It is Thankful Thursday, January 26th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Please forgive me for being fashionably late, fashion dolls. You guys know I had to bring it. The fourth week of Paris Fashion Week, fashion dolls. I'm super excited about today's show. We have a model and actor, and you might know him as Pretty Boy from the hit movie Pimptress, which is out on Tubi right now, which is a Bobby and Renee Peebles production. It is an amazing film, and I interviewed Deja, who's also in the film as well too. Make sure you guys share the live and let everyone know that we are live, fashion dolls. Again, please forgive me for my tardiness for being fashionably late. Now you can understand why. So without further ado, let's welcome our incredibly handsome, amazing, talented special guest, Juan Bishaw, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Oh, hello, and welcome to the Dollhouse. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. What's up? What's up? What are they? Fashionistas? Fashionistas?
Fashion dolls, you can call them fashion
Fashion dolls. What's up,
dolls.
fashion dolls?
Yes,
We here. We in the building. We ready to discuss a few things.
yes. Welcome to the Dollhouse. I see you all are coming in. Make sure you guys share the live and head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime if you have not. So before we kick off this interview, Juan, how has 2023 been for you thus far?
2023 has been amazing. There's just projects coming up. There are so many uh, new adventures, new discoveries just about myself, coming out of a pandemic, coming into this time where the world is kind of opened up again. So, yeah, just appreciating every moment. Yeah.
Exactly. And things have changed now. Things have opened back up. We're now into the sort of normalcy that everybody has been expecting and looking for. And Work All Day LLC says, "Hi, Juan."
Oh, what's up? Hey, oh, I didn't see that. Hey, what's up?
Yes,
Work all day,
some of your
LLC?
supporters are
All
going to be
right.
coming in. So they see you, both of you guys. If you're coming in, make sure you guys share the live and make sure you guys head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime. So let's get right into it,
Yes.
fashion dolls. All right.
Dun, dun, dun,
So,
dun.
Juan, how has the
Yeah.
world got introduced to you? Because you're not only an actor, you're a model as well too. And I've seen some of the photography. My love, this photography is absolutely stunning. So tell us
Thank you.
where you got the passion. At what age did you say, okay, this is something that I want to do?
So for me, I think the first love for me is singing. I started that when I was a kid, like probably before I was even talking. And from singing, I realized that the way that one of the ways I can add to the world is just through my creative process. So from that became, there was some, as far as acting goes, that happened. I was in high school when I did the first thing. I didn't really take it as serious, It was West Side Story. I was a jet. When you're a jet, you're a jet. Okay, we won't get into all of that.
Yeah.
But but yeah, so it was that. And then as far as the modeling thing, that's been kind of off and on since I was younger. But when I took acting serious, is probably when I was in college, my first year of college. Hey, good to see everybody. What's up? Salute.
Yes, look at
YP.
all your supporters in here, all of this love that you're getting. And we'll get to pictures because that role was savage. That character, that character, the
Yeah.
pretty boy was savage. We'll get to that in a sec, but I wanted to know the beginning story of how the world got introduced to Juan because you are a fresh new face. And I got introduced to you through Pictures, the project.
hmm
Shout out to
hmm
Bobby and Renee Peebles. And I have one of your co-stars on not too long ago, Deja.
Deja. Yeah.
Yeah, she's coming back. Breaking news, you guys. All right, I'm spilling it in advance. She is coming back. She's going to be on a panel with me. It's going to be four women.
Nice.
Deja's going to be on the panel. Shout outs to Danielle. And yeah, it's going to be four women. It's going to be four women. So make sure you guys tune in for that. It's going to be an all female panel, girl talk. In case you guys missed it, Deja was on not too long ago. So you guys can go back
hmm
and check that out as well, too. We have fun shooting that. Yes.
It was a
Pinterest. What
great
do you do?
interview. If I can just jump in right quick, it was a great interview, and I felt like there was a lot of like love, light shown there. It was like a lot of positive energy. So yeah, if y'all watching, tune in for sure.
And Deja's a baby. So when I made that comment, if you guys watch that interview, she's younger than me. I'm 29, so I'm about to pushing 30. So yes, yeah, Miss Stevie's on auntie status, y'all. So I have to watch out for baby sis. She's like baby sis to me. So yes. All right. So Juan, with that being said, modeling, acting, how do you find the balance with everything? And what did your parents have to say about you wanting to get into this field? Because I know most parents, when their kids want to get into the industry or the business, they're just like, you want to do what now?
You
So,
say, where's that money coming from?
right.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that I think luckily I was in a situation where there was always encouragement. I mean, there was encouragement, but it's like, okay, so what is your actual plan? And then you can put this back here and, continue to move forward. So, of course, that's why, I have my bachelor's and things like that. But it was always about like, okay, we're planning, we're making moves, we have goals we need to hit. So how is yours going to do? How is this going to affect your future? What's the next 10 years looking like for you kind of thing? So, yeah.
The same with every parent. They're going to want to know what's the backup plan from point A to point B. Because they're saying, oh, well, if you want to do this, what's going to be the game plan and the strategy? Look at that comment right there.
I know. I was trying to read it. Bless the cameo. Yes. What up, though? And meet not only Juan, but Deja. Yep. Unique, Armor, Paris, Bobby, Renee. Yeah. That's the whole family there. That's love. Well, it's not the whole family. It's a lot of us, though. That's love.
We'll get right into it. Okay. Pinterest. It's an amazing film. It covers a lot of things. When I did my interview with Dave, I said it covers a lot of things that go on within the community of us as POC, from sex trafficking to women having to get involved in sex work. And I've interviewed adult entertainers on my platform, and I have no shame about that because I'm curious to know, people have to make their money, especially in times like these with inflation and everything. So you have to get your money by any means necessary. So the movie covers a number of topics. And not only that, but I applaud Bobby and Renee for showcasing the camaraderie of just the lead actresses, Deja included, and the sisterhood, the female empowerment of these women sticking together. And you being the right hand to the madam, I won't get into that one scene. I would say,
I don't know if I was the right hand, though.
Yes. When she asked you to do something, you did it. That one, I can't get into that one scene, but if you guys know, if you've seen the film. It's an amazing filming project. Make sure you guys go and check it out. So what was it like channeling the character of Pretty Boy? And what do people say, other than my reaction, what do people say to you when they walk up to you and they see the film out in the streets?
Well, so, I mean, the thing is that, like, I get a lot of messages back and forth about it. But when people actually see me out in the streets, when they see me at the store, this, that, the third, they're like, I know you from somewhere. I know you from somewhere. And it's always this look. It's never like a nice look, like your eyes are bright kind of thing. It's more so like, who is this person? I almost said that word. But then it's like, I didn't appreciate what you did with that character. I didn't appreciate this. I didn't appreciate that. Pretty Boy, there's a lot more vulgarity that is used, and then eventually we bring them in like, okay, you do know that's separate, right? That's Pretty Boy and Juan. But yeah, no, people are invested in Pretty Boy and Keisha and in the whole crew, like they are invested. Like you did wrong and you gotta, so it's kind of crazy actually.
And the ending part, I was not expecting the ending part before. I can't give it away. If you guys seen it, you know. If you haven't, head on over to Tubi and go and check it out. No spoiler alerts over here. All right.
You have to watch it. Yeah, it's intense though. It's intense. It's a great movie. Like you said, they touch on so many different topics. from trafficking to prostitution, which in Las Vegas and certain, well, not Las Vegas, in Nevada and certain places, there it is legal. However, in this particular case, there was, there was police involvement. There was things being swept under the rug. Again, without giving too much, you have to go and watch it. Pimptress, that's Pimpstress, and it's on Tubi. Go ahead, check it out.
Definitely. I love movies like this because just the whole scenario. I looked at the poster with the main lead character, and I seen all the other women on it as well too. So it is basically about female empowerment. These women are going and hustling to get what they need to make sure that they make ends meet. And the main character, I'll give you just a little backstory on the main character. She escaped a domestic violence relationship. So yes, that is big within the Black community, especially with women of color. We've seen it with Meg Thee Stallion and so many others who've suffered from domestic violence or any form of violence in being a Black woman. I myself too understand and can relate to what these women have been through. So definitely go and check it out. It is on Tubi. Was it difficult for you to get into character, to get into Pretty Boy?
The thing is that I was very interested because my personality is obviously a lot different from Pretty Boy's. But I was extremely interested in going into this character that would challenge me. It was, I would say this, with Pretty Boy, turning him on and turning him off was the challenge. So what I did, I went to YouTube. We go to YouTube for a lot of stuff. Some people, TikTok, Instagram, etc., depending on how long the attention span is. And, I watched a lot of stuff. I watched, not to promote them freely, but I watched Vice, Soft Underbelly, I think it's the other one. And so I watched stories about pimps. I watched stories about, from their words, I watched stories about prostitutes, how they got in these situations, to understand like the essence of it all, or attempt to understand the essence of it all, and then portray it in the way that I felt would be authentic to Pretty Boy. So, it was some work to get into Pretty Boy, but once I was there, it was kind of like, okay.
I'm gonna be honest, I was terrified asking to interview you, because I didn't know if I was going to get Pretty Boy or if I was going to get Juan. But you did so well. You played him so well.
Thank you.
The point where it was believable. And a lot of people are still to this day are walking up to you saying, "Ooh, I did," and I'm the same reaction that I
like having emotions about it.
Yeah. Like, yes, they don't play. And absolutely, even mother-daughter issues. And I talked about this when I did my interview with Deja. That one scene, I can't give it away, but I will just say this is what goes on in the Black household with mothers and daughters. And we know that if you ever did what Deja did in that movie,
it's up. We'll just say it's up.
If y'all watch Everybody Hates Chris, y'all know Rochelle, the mom on there, right? That's my kind of mama. My mama's a Libra woman, and I'm a Scorpio, so y'all already know we come with the fight.
What's so dope about that? So just like a one-off. So I'm October 22nd, so last day of Libra and Scorpio. Ain't that crazy?
Really? Right on the cusp.
Right on the cusp. Last day. Love to see it. Love to hear it.
This is why we're clicking right here. It's like Scorpios, we can get along with any zodiac sign. Definitely.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
All right.
Are we looking at? Okay. Somebody's doing a sign. Okay. Is that Aquarius? Are you shooting the spot up? Highbetch.shop. All right.
Come on in. Yes.
What up, though?
Yes. Welcome. Welcome if you're just coming in. We are talking with Juan about the film Pimptress. If you guys have not seen it, please go check it out. It is out on Tubi right now. And this project everyone is talking about. Did you imagine that this film is going to get so much buzz to the point where everybody is talking about your character as well as the main leading character and the other women who are in the film? Deja's character, Star.
Star. The thing is that it was one of those situations where once you read the script, there was no putting it down. It was kind of like, oh,
Yes.
Wow. I mean, when I went, Pretty Boy had an idea of what his character was when I auditioned, but I didn't know the full scope of Pretty Boy. And but then once you put him in play with all the other characters, Shay, with the domestic violence that she was going through,
Yeah.
and trying to escape that and make a better life. And I have to make sure I'm not spilling stuff. Keisha and her situation where she just honestly, I think wanted to just belong. And I think Pretty Boy kind of exploited that a little bit. Then you had Star, of course, who, again, is a situation anyway, not to get too deep in it. But then you also have, um, what is her name? Crystal Waters, I think was her name.
Yeah.
Um, and the mother who was desperately, willing to do anything, like all of us would do if we were parents, anything to look out for those we love. So I think I lost the question. I was just going further into the script, and it's like,
No,
whoa, it's so
no,
much.
you covered
Um,
all, you touched on it.
oh,
And the
good.
mom, for those of you
Okay.
who don't know, played by Renee
Hmm.
Peebles. Her and
Yeah.
Bobby and Renee together produced this project, which is a phenomenal project. And
Hmm.
again, it covers a number of things which go on within the Black community. So they were head on and they were ahead of their time with this. So I
Hmm.
would recommend everybody go right now and check it out. And then once you're done watching it, you can come back and check out this interview because we're not giving any spoiler alerts. We're just
No.
describing the characters here.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, the movie though overall, it just I didn't expect for it to get I thought it would be a big response, but the response is even bigger than I anticipated. With people stopping you or messaging you or saying, you know what, we like you, we don't like Pretty Boy. I'm like, we separate, right? But like all that kind of stuff. So I mean, it just lets me know I did my job. So. I'm with it. Hey,
Now,
welcome. Come on in. Come on in.
yes, welcome. I see you, Durant. Seriously, we did an interview. Amazing singer, songwriter, and artist.
Nice.
And he's just so talented, like down to earth. I've had him on back in 2022. So if you guys missed that interview, make sure you guys head on over right now and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube. So many amazing guests. All right, fashion dolls. So right after Pimptress, what is next for Juan? What other characters could you see yourself playing in the future?
Yeah. So, I mean, like, if we're talking about what I think that I would be like, I mean, what I visualize myself playing, I definitely would do like, I feel like I could do like a romantic comedy or a dramatic piece, but I have some stuff on the way though, so it's a little bit. So yeah, so what is that on May the 2nd? I'm not sure if I can put that date out there right now. I think I can. Yeah. So May the 2nd, we have Diary of a Unicorn happening, and this character Michael is definitely not Pretty Boy. He's a whole different, almost on the other side of the spectrum. Yeah, on the other side of the spectrum. Just trying to make sure. So that is Diary of a Unicorn. There's a few other things. Can I just drop a few other things that's happening?
Go
Or do
right
we want to
ahead, my
wait
love.
later on to the, do,
Well, well, give the people the suspense. So I
okay.
say wait later
Dun,
on.
dun, dun,
Wait later
dun.
on.
Okay.
Yes, because they're wanting more. They're wanting to know, I
Hmm.
would love to see a sequel for Pimptress because the
Hmm.
ending, it just couldn't end like that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people agree with what I'm saying. They want a sequel to it as well, too. So would you be down for another sequel?
Oh, absolutely. I think Pretty Boy is a character that honestly, the more you dive into the character, the more you can peel away to get to the root of how Pretty Boy became
Mhm.
that way. And hopefully by then, maybe he's shifted some things. But just because you shift some things don't mean that karma and the world that you left has shifted for you. You get what I mean? So I would be interested in playing Pretty Boy. Pretty Boy is a very interesting character, a good character, a great character.
And there's a backstory. I will say this to add on to what Juan just said. There's a backstory to every villain in any film.
Hmm.
Any film. any cult classic, if you go back to even comedy like Friday, the villain in the film was who? Debo. And how
Mm-hmm.
he was intimidated, and Big Worm. Those were the two villains in that film, in that project. If you go to the Players Club, when Diamond was dancing,
Oh,
Ronnie
that
was the
was
villain.
mm-hmm.
So absolutely. Well, I don't have the blonde hair like
Or
Ronnie
Bernie
did.
Mac. What was Bernie Mac's character?
Dollar,
Dollar.
dollar,
It
dollar
might
bill.
have been those. Yeah,
Those are the
but yeah,
villains in the film.
yeah. No, the villains always have a backstory. I think sometimes we get caught up in those things that they're doing right in the moment. That's just so full frontal. They just like, well, other people may do a little couple things on the side. You don't see it, then they have to check themselves later. No, these villains are like, we gonna put it all out here, like, putting everything to the wall, kind of thing, and unapologetic about it. Um, but ultimately, if you dive into those stories, there may be a lot more to relate to with that person than you might expect at the, from the outcome of everything. I bet he's saved in part two. He might be saved in part two, but that don't stop, just because you saved, them church doors won't stop what you did before you got in that church. Yeah, you still, karma is still, yeah. That's a very interesting term, though. It's very interesting.
They are already writing part two of
I'm
writing the
telling you,
sequel. So
write it in and send the messages over to Bobby and Renee. I believe that's tpn1.com.
definitely, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people have their predictions of what happened with your character, Pretty Boy, and the women of the film as well too. So
Yes.
check it out if you guys have not. It is out on Tubi right now. Okay, so we covered the acting aspect.
Mhm.
Paris Fashion Week, as we know, is going on, Juan. So if you
Mhm.
could
Mhm.
walk in any fashion show or were asked the opportunity to walk for any designer, who would be your dream designer
Whew.
to walk in the show for?
Wow. Give me a moment to think about that. I'm gonna have to get back with you on that because I have a few in mind, but there's been so many things that's happening with like photos and weird stuff happening. It's like I have to reconsider a couple of things because that's a conversation to have too, right? Like, what are
Yes.
y'all doing? Yeah, give me like give me 1 minute to think about that.
Take your time. Let me see. I think we got a question for you. Let me check down here.
Okay.
Shout out
Okay.
to my fraternal Island Yankee. He wants to know if you were to do a romantic comedy, what direction would you like your character to go? Ooh, great question.
Hmm. I would love for the character to be a fully developed character, so not surfacey. I want him to be as authentic, as real as possible, just so he can other people can relate to him, and he can also be able to show that he's just trying to put one step in front of another or the next, just like everyone else, and having his ups and downs as well. And yeah, I mean, obviously, I want there to be music involved. I want there to be like some romance, of course, but ultimately, just you know what? Ultimately, a beautiful expression of
Yeah.
black love, of a man not being scared of showing all sides of himself to someone who is appreciating that, and in return, understanding that that he is going to value that person because they appreciate that and he appreciates them. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
it's a I guess that's my Libra side of that, but it's like there's no, oh well, we gonna take over this, I'm gonna take over this. We do this together. That's what makes us stronger, at least in my opinion. So I would love a character
Oh, yeah.
to do that. Yeah, and I think I would play the hell out of
And that's
it.
yes. And I could name some classic love stories. There's Jason's
I love
lyrics.
Jason
There's
Lear. Hmm.
Love Jones. It's
Hmm.
and the list goes on and on. So when we think of black love stories, those are the top two that come to the top of my head. There's
Hmm.
so many.
Hmm.
But when you're doing a love story, when we want it to be unapologetically black, of course, showcasing
Mhm.
love from the
Mhm.
beginning to end. So I can't wait to see you in this dynamic in a love story. We've seen you as
Yeah.
Pretty Boy, but to see you shift and do a completely different character, it would just be like wow. And I tell shout outs to my girl Ro Underwood for this. I told her, I said, you have range, girl, because she did the Power book. She did go, which is the spinoff of Ghost. She did a Power book,
Mhm.
and we've seen her as other characters as well too. And I said, girl, you have range. So
Mhm.
that's what actors are looking for in this industry. Definitely. I would like to see Juan do a remake of Sprung. Ooh, with Tisha Campbell. With Tisha Campbell, yes. That is a
Hold
cult
on.
classic too.
Uh, yes, I mean, I have seen, well, I haven't seen the actual movie of Sprung, but I've seen like, is this something, it's like coming back out or something, right? Because I've seen it a couple of times. So I have to watch it and I will get back. But I mean, I'm really, I think the thing is, as an actor, you have to be a vessel within limit, at least for myself, within limit. Like there are some things I know I don't want to be possessed in anything, nothing like that. That's a little different for me, right? But like ultimately, yeah, I mean, you're expressing a story, you're telling a story, and bringing the audience along for the ride. So I will have to look into Sprung though. Tell me, can you tell me a little bit, like give me like a little synopsis of it?
It is a comedy and love story, and
Okay,
Tisha
okay,
Campbell's character is on Tubi now.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna check that out. Absolutely.
yes,
Okay,
Paula J. Parker's in the film, Joe Torre's in the film, and Julian's
okay,
in the film as well too. So it's a great movie. It's a comedy and love story. So there's a couple
okay,
scenes in there that will have you laughing, like the one in the salon, and then
okay,
the one
okay,
when they're in the, yeah. I can't give away too much.
okay.
I don't want to. I don't like
Dope,
to
dope.
spoil movies.
Yeah, I'll send you a couple messages like, hey, thank you for turning me on to this. But yeah, no, I'm interested to see it for sure. And I love Tisha Campbell, so, and Joe Torre.
Yes. All right, now back to the fashion question. Have you
Mm-hmm.
thought about, yes,
Mm.
it's Paris Fashion Week, and we've seen Doja Cat come out with at
Oh,
least
the little,
30,000 Swarovski crystals, and it took 5 hours. Shout outs to Pat McGraw, who is an amazing makeup artist.
yes,
So I
yes.
have the movie one. I did PA work there on there. Shout outs to Levi Otis, who's an amazing producer and director as well too. So do
Oh.
I smell a collab in the future, Levi?
What you think, Levi? Mr. Otis, what's up? As far as the question, the fashion question, I'm like, I have this, I can't think of the designer right now, but I will have to get back to that though. Yeah.
Now, since we're talking fashion, how would you just, we're going to do something called My Style, My Way. What
Hmm.
are 5 ways that you would describe your style? Because you're so eclectic with it. You're very eclectic. And it looks like when I've looked at your Instagram, it's like I'm flipping through a men's fashion magazine. So, how would you
Oh,
describe
thanks.
your style?
I think mine is very much, I'm just very unique. I do it based off of how I feel. One day you may see me with
Mm,
a mohawk. Another day you may see me, well, some months later you may see me with a fro, some braids. I don't have a problem with like coloring here. So, it might be blue one day, it might be red another day, black. And then as far as like clothing, I'm a big fan of button-ups, so I like button-ups, hence the button-up. And I like the blazer look. I like all of that, but I also like to have chucks as well. So, you know,
okay.
it's just
A
a
little
thing
spice
for
to
me.
it. A little
Yeah,
spice.
yeah, yeah.
Unexpected.
I think that's
Levi
overall.
says yes.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's just the thing I do. I mean, I I have clothes from all kind of spans of things. So it just depends. I can work in whatever environment I'm going in. I just honestly I love shoes first. Like I really do like gym shoes and stuff, and then coats, And then anything else, I just kind of add together how I'm feeling, and we just get it and go.
And that's what it's about when it comes to fashion. It's about the versatility of it. Like for me,
Hmm.
when I first started, it was all sorts of crazy lipstick colors. And one thing I was known for, if you guys go back and look at some of my FB pictures, is that doggone blonde mohawk that everyone loved so much. But I said it was time to get rid of it. You know, once you do something, it's time to evolve and change. And as the seasons of this program progressed, I started changing my look, different hair colors. One episode I had green hair. One episode I had unicorn colored hair where it was like pink, purple, and blue mix. I have to find that
Mm.
photo. So that just for Thursday, I might have to dig in the archives for that because I have so many looks. Then I surprise people with the bob cut. So I mean, we both have something in common is that we
Hmm.
both love to change our looks. So when it comes to fashion, you do it unapologetically. However,
Hmm.
there have been some back perks because my mom watches the program and she
Okay.
sees some of the photos that I post in some of the outfits, and
Hmm.
she will say this, end quote, Lord, girl, I should have took you to church more because some of the dresses are some of the dresses are revealing. And I would have to literally, I'm like, okay, mother. So our moms always try to look out for us and have the best direction. But I said, hey, you know, have fun with it, experiment, and just go
Hmm.
outside of the box with it. So that's what fashion is about. So
Yeah.
whatever designer you decide to walk, and I know it's going to be effortless, and you
Hmm.
just blend
Hmm.
right in.
I mean, I think fashion, and just to speak on what you said just a second ago, just being comfortable in your skin, what is more beautiful? What is more awesome than that? Just being comfortable in your skin. I think it's a great thing. And I love the fits that I saw when I was looking through the IG. So, yeah,
With
salute.
yes, my fraternal, my island Yankee will never forget that. One, I almost had a couple wardrobe malfunctions, so I'm being transparent. And I
Uh-oh,
want to
okay.
say this: thank God for long hair. Thank God for long hair. Thank
Mhm.
God for being able to sit down and just be pretty. Yes, I almost had a Sharon Stone basic instinct moment, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
So I had
wow.
to, yes,
Okay.
yes. So
Okay.
he will never let me live that down. So
Mhm.
yes, you know. And he has a question for you. Shout outs to Island Yankee. He wants to know when it comes to dressing, do you consider yourself a trendsetter or a look enhancer?
I think a trendsetter. I definitely will pull things from yesteryear, not because I saw it, somewhere, but because it spoke to me in that moment or whatever I was feeling. And I just go with it. You will see me sometimes with, I may have, some Chelsea boots on with like a beater. It just depends. It just depends on the mood. Maybe a couple of necklaces or something. So definitely a trendsetter. Thanks for the
Now, for
question.
Chris, did you have any output on what your character looked like? Because I know most actors go into detail on what they want their character to look like.
Yeah, so with Pimpstress, yeah, no, I had pretty much full control unless,
Hmm.
it was off. But no, I did so much research with that character and with that kind of lifestyle and understanding, of the time and all this stuff, where he should go. Oh, yeah, no, so Pretty Boy, no, yeah, I set Pretty Boy up. I hooked him up.
And we kind of see some of the styles that Pretty Boy would wear in real life, in real time. You
Hmm.
always definitely, definitely change and shift the envelope. Like your looks, you don't stay, you both have that in common where we do not like to stay the same. And shout outs to my fraternal Island Yankee. He called me something not too long ago. He called me a chameleon. And
Hmm.
I wouldn't really consider myself as a chameleon because I'm always changing hair colors and looks and stuff. And it's like, you look different today because she changed her hair. So
Mm.
I would consider Rihanna as the biggest chameleon because every album that she's done, every look that
What's up,
Rihanna has
beautiful?
done, every Met Gala that she's done has always been above the envelope. And she's such ahead of her time. So when I look at style trendsetters, but that was going to be my question for you, is who are some of your style influences? I know for me, I like Rihanna. I love
Mhm.
Grace Jones. I love Beyonce. Um, and when I feel like I want to be conservative and classy and sexy and just put on a power suit, I go for Victoria Beckham or either
Oh,
Savannah
okay.
James.
Posh.
Who is,
All right.
yeah, hmm
All
yeah,
right. All right. No, I love all of them that you named. Rihanna is just Rihanna, and I'm looking forward to seeing her at the Super Bowl. So, you
next
know,
month.
who else comes back after so many years with just, like a little lullaby and then gets nominated for an Oscar? But Rihanna. But anyway, as far as mine, um, I think that I was a big fan of, I'm a huge fan of Michael Jackson, a huge fan of, a huge fan of Prince. I like Lenny Kravitz. Who else? I mean, I can take us way, way back. I like a little bit of Johnny Taylor. Like, I like a lot of different looks that come in, because it all overall it expresses this journey that for some reason, not to get political, but for some reason they keep trying to take out of schools, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What's a little bit more to it than that? But um, yeah, I'm very proud of the foundation I stand on and those that come before me. And, hey, we're going to exude that
And
2023
I'm
and beyond.
yes, and I'm gonna add on to that because I try to get political without getting political. I know
Hmm.
where you were going with that, and I'm gonna
Hmm.
back it up and say this as well too. We are the culture. You can't
Flat out.
erase what we started. The
Hmm.
culture, from
Hmm.
music to fashion to just in general television, the
Hmm.
impact that we've had. We built this, we are the culture.
Hmm.
So for
I
you
agree.
to try to take away something that has been here for years and say, no, we're not going to teach this to our kids, no, they need to know about it. And if they're going to remove this out of the school, then parents, you know what you have to do. And that means step up and teach your kids their history because
Hmm.
it's so much on us. I mean, there's so much more than just learning about Martin Luther King Jr. or Malcolm
Hmm.
X. There's so
No.
many black inventors and
Hmm.
creators and designers out here. For those of you who do not know, the first woman of color designed the gown for Jackie Kennedy. Did you guys know that? A woman of color
I,
did that.
I didn't
But
know that, but
back in the day, they wouldn't call us black women. They would call us a colored woman designed my gown. Like she wouldn't call the lady by her name, and she called her a colored woman. So yes, a woman
mm,
of color designed Jackie Kennedy's gown. So
hmm,
yeah, do your history, do your research, and teach your kids. And we must fight. We must fight to keep that history going because black kids, our people, need to know about this. So for you to try to
agree.
erase, say we're gonna do away with Black history, no, we invented this. Well, I mean, I'm thankful for people like Madam C.J. Walker as a
Hmm.
black woman because y'all don't want to see what I got up on her. So yes, for all my
But that's the
black
thing.
fans.
Look. That's the thing we do. Whether you got that, what you got under there or not. We love us in all spaces, all places. You get what I mean? So, yeah. I mean, as far as what I do now and those I've um, been able to work with and then being here with you, I don't know if you can see my hands doing that, but being here with you, I mean, this is a celebration. This is a celebration of those shoulders we stand on and how far we have come and how much further we're moving because someone's going to stand on our shoulders. And I'm here for it. Let's go.
Absolutely. I'm glad you touched on it. You didn't have to tread lightly with me because if you've watched some of the previous episodes, I try to dive into things without diving into things, but it
Mm-hmm,
opens up a conversation for everybody. And
mm-hmm,
that is, we must save Black history. Black history must be taught to our children as POC, as people of color. Because again, we invented almost everything in this country. Again,
mm-hmm,
if it wasn't for Madam C.J. Walker, I wouldn't have a flat iron. I would not have uh, a hot comb. I would not have all of these things, or just in general, you wouldn't have any of that if it wasn't for this woman.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
All of these things, all of these inventors, do your research, do your homework. Make sure you are researching and teaching your children about it because, again, Black people, we are the culture, we are the history. So I said it
We
unapologetically.
are the moment. Well,
Absolutely.
we're all the moment. No,
Absolutely.
I love that though, and it's necessary. There's somebody that may be watching or looking that might be younger, or even sometimes a similar age that has some concerns about that, or questions, or
Oh, yeah.
maybe some internal struggle. But I know I watched a few of your videos. I'm like, yeah, okay, I like Stevie, and then I don't at all. Like, we here, we in
Uh-oh.
this thing,
Which what
and I'm from
picture? Which one do you
Motown,
think it
so
was? It's so many of them. In the moment, I would just be going off on a tangent. If you guys know me from 2021 to 2022,
mm,
baby, yeah, it was certain topics because I used to discuss topics on my platform too with my co-hosts, and I would just be going off, and people be like, "Oh my God, we're waiting to see her reaction, waiting to see it." So
mhm.
yeah, I mean, the passion that I feel speaking on topics like this, people would get and understand. We carry each other. Liz Manez Music. Make sure you guys follow her. Another artist is in she
We
in
do
New
carry
York
each other.
City. Yes, our ancestors from generation to generation, from what has been taught to us. This history must be kept and we must save it. We must fight to keep it because you can't just do away with Black history. You can't. And next month is February. So yeah,
Mhm.
keep it going.
Sorry,
Keep it going.
I think we spin off a little bit there, but we had to talk about that. And I love this. We carry each other because we do. And, ultimately, I mean, we are a part of each other. We
Yeah.
all can make different decisions. We understand that, it's not like a monolith kind of situation, but we are part of one another. And I know what my history is. Let me tell you, look, I can sit you down and we can have whole conversations and take it all the way back to W.E.B. Du Bois. Like, I'm with that,
Oh, yeah.
so yeah. Anyway, sorry, I know we're off topic a little
No,
bit, but
no,
that's a,
no. I'm glad you touched on it. You touched on it. I said, oh. So I had to go and back it up as well too. This is
mm,
important and it's pivotal. You can't just do away with Black history. So when I see them trying to, and I will just say this, their actions, and if you know, you know, their actions are very, very petty, all because a certain, if
mm-hmm,
you know, you know, who's been in the White
mm-hmm,
House for 8 years, did
mm-hmm,
absolutely nothing, lost an election. And that's why they're petty like this. That's why they're wanting to take away this. They want to take away everything. They want to take away that. They are Jennifer Lewis, and her birthday was yesterday. Shout outs to her.
mm-hmm,
When she was getting her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, she was signing autographs, and she said, they are trying to take away your rights. So make sure that
mm-hmm,
you continue to stand up and fight for what is right. Because they, and if you know they, I don't even have to give them attention. I'm not going to give them that.
mm-hmm,
Uh, they're trying to take away your rights. And if you're a
mm-hmm.
woman, you know, if you're a person that is in the LGBTQ community, you know.
Yeah, no,
And that's all I'm going to touch on.
yeah. Mm. At a later date, we might get into those
Yeah,
things because there's
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
yeah.
of it to get into for sure. Um,
Absolutely.
Stand tall, stand proud. Everybody who's watching, and share the message with those who are not watching. That's what we do, and we keep moving, head to the sky, one foot in front of the next, always.
Absolutely. 100%. All right, Fashion Dolls. So we're going to shift gears here because I hope you guys got to mention I'm done preaching, being Miss Angela Davis over here. Let me shift. All right. So, Juan, we're going to do something called the Rapid Five, and then we're going to do the turntables, and then we're going to wrap up Fashion Dolls. Unless you guys have some questions, we're going to take a few more questions and wrap up. All right. So, we're going to do something called the Rapid Five. And Juan has to tell us 5 things that he can't live without. And then we're going to do something called Turn the Tables. And this is where my guests get to ask me questions, as many as they want. And this is sort of my way of breaking the ice for my new viewers to get to know who Miss Stevie, the hostess, is. So I don't know what Juan is going to ask me in that segment, but we're going to start off with the rapid five. The rapid five can consist of your passions, goals, dreams, your favorite drink, your favorite food, something you can't live without. All right?
Okay.
So,
All right.
what are 5 things that Juan can't live without?
Um, without nature, I'm a huge fan of like outdoors, nature, like
Mm,
gardening, that kind of thing. So that's a
okay.
huge one for me. Um, my family, the people I love them very dearly, strongly. Um, anything for them, within reason. Okay, let's say it like that. So that's two. Three, creativity. It's necessary to be creative for me. It's an outlet. Um, it's an outlet to so many things. It lets me speak on things that are happening internally without necessarily like, pulling you aside and just like, yeah. Or, I mean, it also lets me speak on what I see around me, which ultimately helps me to develop, get ideas about things and then eventually grow, hopefully, is the thing. What is that? Three or four? Was that three?
That
Was that
was
four?
three. Three. You got two more.
All right, all right. So I love dogs. I love animals in general, but I love dogs. Um, really big fan of dogs. And then I love spicy. I'm not so much of a sweets person. Like, you can have the candy bars in house, the cookies, the this, the that, the third. I don't really go for those. But if you have like some hot chips or a jalapeno sitting around or some hot pickles or something like that, that's me. That's
Oh,
I'm in
okay. So
there.
you like sriracha, all of that spice? Yeah, yeah.
Sriracha. I need to get some new sriracha because that one is gone. But yeah,
You love my brother because he loves spice.
spicy.
He loves spicy foods.
It's
Yes,
the way to go. I'm telling you, it's the way to
absolutely.
go. All
All
right,
right,
so
it is time to turn those tables. Take it away,
let's
Juan.
let's turn these tables. All right, so let's start with. So when did you decide that you wanted to? Well, how did you get to the place where you are now, interviewing and being a spokesperson for so many people, for women, for those who you need to educate in some
Yeah.
cases, not all cases, etc. How have we come to this point?
Well, I knew that something was different ever since high school because I was bullied a lot, and I'm like, who hasn't been? So with me in my senior year, I just developed this voice for myself, and I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and change and start speaking out for people, standing up for
Mm-hmm.
myself, and being outspoken or just having a voice or a platform. It takes bravery and courage and strength to build up confidence to have a voice and a platform. And it's such a big responsibility. So I started right after high school when I started Style by Stevie on a whim, right after I graduated. And we started back in what, 2017? Yeah, when I had the blonde mohawk days, and I was just doing reviews on makeup and things.
Mm-hmm.
And as the platform progressed, that's the birth of Style by Stevie. I said, let's add some interviews. And I would be interviewing people, that were in the industry, friends and colleagues of mine that were in the industry that were already acting and doing music and so many things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to give people a platform where they were included. So I didn't know a name. It would just be daily topics at 11 every day because we were used to do it at 11 a.m. But then, I just came up with the name Style by Stevie. I love fashion. I love beauty. I love just culture and just educating and making sure that people are aware of what's going on in the world. And the style part, because a lot of people think, oh, well, it's just fashion. Your platform is just based on fashion. Well, I give you looks almost every single episode, and I educate people in the process while doing it. So that's the style part. The Stevie part is getting to know who Miss Stevie is, and
Mm-hmm.
just in general, the woman, the person who created the platform. So that's how the name all came together. I love fashion, I love culture, lifestyle, beauty, all of that. Mix it up
Mm-hmm.
together and shake it up. And I've had so many blessed to have had so many amazing guests on this platform, yourself included, one. It's
Oh,
just an
thank
honor
you.
to have you here. So that's kind of how Style by Stevie, how I got my start. And I went in with no experience, no background of public speaking or anything. And my mom told me just to speak from the heart and make it
That's it.
relatable to people. And that's what I want to do. I want to sell people a lie. I want to sell people the truth. And more
Mm-hmm.
importantly, people are listening and taking this in. They're ingesting this. And I want to do it from a place where it's genuine, where I
Mm-hmm.
know people can relate to it and be like, oh my God, she reminds me so much of a girlfriend. She reminds me so much of an aunt. She reminds me so much of a sister. And I try to do it like that where it's relatable to everybody, you get every aspect. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of how Style by Stevie was started.
Okay, all right. No, I mean that's a beautiful thing, and the authenticity reads through the screen. So
Yes.
I can only imagine in person, like it's like, okay, what's up? But yeah, no, it's a beautiful thing. Let's see. Have you ever considered doing any acting or doing anything of the sort? Jumping into any of those kind of roles?
Well, I actually did a horror film
I mean,
back in
I
2021.
know you're gonna wear the part because his hair is curled, but I'm saying like, oh, so you said you were doing a horror film.
Yeah, I did a horror film back in 2021. It was my first ever acting role. Went in with no acting experience, and I nailed the table read. So for
Mm-hmm.
this film, it was I played a college professor, the assistant to Reconnected. It is out on YouTube, so make sure you guys go and check it out. And it is also on Amazon Prime. My co-host Johnny's in the first one, the assistant. And it's a
Mm-hmm.
horror film, and I played a college professor, so as he mentioned the curls. Okay, for this one, for this character, I had to have short hair. So,
Oh, you had
you
like
know,
the little pixie.
for my ladies out there, for my ladies out there, y'all know how we love our hair. So he said, "You're not gonna have long hair, and we're kind of gonna age you a little bit." Well, he didn't really age me aesthetically because we did it virtual. My part was virtual because I taught ethics class for this role, so it was a little bit out of my element. I went in with no acting experience and
Mm-hmm.
nailed it. But the funny part was the behind the scenes stuff because we kept saying each other's lines, mixing up each other's lines and everything. It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But for this character, he wanted me to have short hair. He picked out the whole aesthetic for it and everything. And he told me the reason why he didn't want me to have hair this long was because he didn't want me to look like one of the students. He wanted me to look like a college professor. And the
Mm-hmm.
character, the professor herself, she was a little bit, well, she's almost like me a little bit. He got a little bit of my personality, but in real life, if you know me and you know that I'm a fun, goofy person, I'm quirky in my own little way, and I like to
Mm-hmm.
have a good time. And my girlfriend Felicia, I just seen her pop up in here. She can vouch for that.
What's up,
Um,
Felicia?
yes, my friend, my sister, she can vouch for that because we talk every day on a daily, and she knows me because I have her cracking up on the phone, and my island Yankee, he has me cracking up. So it's just like the energy is in return with each other. So yes, if anybody knows me outside of doing this platform, they know that I'm a fun, outgoing person. But for this character, she had to be professional, and she was
Mm-hmm.
just like not too much. I wasn't done talk like that type of energy is what the
Oh,
type of
okay.
energy that she gave. So she was a little bit spicy or sassy, shall
Okay.
I say? I mean, I'm spicy and sassy too, but to an extent. But other than that, yeah, it was a little bit out of my element. I've never done acting before, but would I be open to doing it again? Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to. I would love to.
All right. All right. We're gonna have to make sure we get your name out there. I mean, further out, obviously, it's already out there, but like for that particular kind of thing for acting and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. Um, hmm. So when you go to, because I understand that doing, the interviews,
Yeah.
interacting with different personalities all the time, there's a lot of energy that's being expended, right? So when you go to relax yourself, when you go to like find your zen, so to speak, um, what does that look like, or how do you do that?
Well, before an interview, mentally, before I get into an interview, I'm like Erica Badu. I love to light candles. You know,
Mm.
I don't do the whole incense
You
and
see that candle
everything.
back there?
Yeah, I love to light candles. I listen to music, and I always pray. My mom says, "Don't ever forget that you ain't too big. Your name is out here in this industry. You're making a name for yourself. Your name is getting everywhere, but don't
Hmm.
ever forget to put God first in everything that you do." She told me to pray
It's true.
before every interview, every show, and I pray before every show, every interview, and at the end as well too. She told me to pray before and after. And that piece of advice that my mom is giving me along the way, because mothers know, they know everything. And it's just like I embody her, and me and her look just alike. So I'm just like,
Hmm.
well, I would go back and watch certain episodes, and I would have a guest like I said in the beginning of the interview, Deja. I didn't even know that she was younger than me. We're both in the same age range, but I'm a little bit older, about to be 30. So I said, I'm old
Hmm.
enough to be auntie. So I have to look out for her. So it's like that motherly auntie like instinct, or big sister instinct just takes
Hmm.
over. So my mom definitely gave me some advice, and it's to pray before and after an interview. But even sometimes when the interviews are off, I try not to fake the funk. I want the interview to be as organic and as genuine as
Hmm.
possible. That even the audience can catch on to it. Like, her body language is off. She doesn't seem happy. But
Hmm.
like with the other interviews throughout this year, oh yes. Last year, amazing interviews. This year, amazing interviews. But I get what you're saying. Dealing with different personalities, it's a lot. You
Hmm.
don't know what you're gonna get. So when I come on, I try to break the ice. I try to shake it up, and people just instantly, we click from there.
Hmm.
Interview
Hmm.
might start off
Hmm.
a little, you know, but then I get them to try to just loosen up. I do it in my own way, where it's just like,
Hmm.
because I'm a fun, outgoing person, and what person does not like to have a good time? Like, I'm the type. Okay, don't drink after 5 o'clock. I would be the best friend that would be like, girl, you need me to cover for you? What you need me to do? You want me to? That's the type of friend that I am. But
Hmm.
yeah, um, absolutely. Again, how could you not have a good time? But that's the type of energy that I'm on, and what
Hmm.
literally
Hmm.
element that I like before a show. I like to light a candle. I listen to music. I'm dancing, having a good time, and praying. Prayer works. I'm telling you.
I
And
agree.
yeah, that's what
Absolutely.
gets me going. Is prayer, music, and my candles.
Mm. So, okay. I think this, I'm not sure if this is my last one, if I got a couple more.
It's
Do I have a couple more, y'all?
amazing.
This is my last one. Um, so I know you like Erica Badu. I'm a fan of Erica Badu. Originally, when I was younger, I liked her music, but I didn't understand her music. I have a couple older sisters, and one of them happens to be into Erica Badu pretty heavy. So, so when she did the one song where she said, what she said, she was going underwater with $6 and 3 dimes. You
On
might laugh, but you
and
didn't do
on.
your
Yeah.
math. Did I say that backwards? But um, Erica is on a whole nother level. So I guess the question is, um, your top, I don't know, your top three major artists, top three go-to artists, male, female, uh, non-binary, all inclusive. Top three, only three. Can you do three?
I can. It's gonna be tough because there's so many. Oh my God. I would have to say my first number one would have to be Whitney Houston. And anybody who knows me knows that I am a big Whitney Houston fan. I'm always
Hmm.
posting facts about her. If you guys follow me here on the gram, I'm always posting facts about her.
Hmm.
Number
Hmm.
two for me would have to be, oh my God, it's a tough one. I
No.
would have to say Beyonce. Some of the most
Okay.
powerful female vocalists. Beyonce is number two, because I just love her stage presence and how she commands attention when she's in the room, when she's on
Hmm.
that stage. She could miss a step and just keep going. And we've seen her fall on stage and still get up and give a stellar performance. We've seen her even get injured on stage, and she would just
Hmm.
act like it's nothing and keep going and performance. And if that doesn't deserve a standing ovation, I don't know what else does. And
Hmm.
how hard she worked to make sure that the dancers and everything is on point. Just her business and the way that she makes sure that their choreography, performance, lighting, all of that. If you guys haven't seen the documentary before, you guys know what I'm talking about, how hard this woman worked. All
Mhm.
three.
Mhm.
And my next one, last but certainly not least, I would have to say the queen of hip hop soul herself, my girl, Mary J. Blige. And the reason why I chose Mary is because, and she's performing at the Grammys next year. So if you guys
Mhm.
didn't know, she's going to be performing next month at the Grammys. So
Mhm.
I chose Mary because Mary sings from a place that's real. Like if you
Mhm.
listen to the My Life album, everything that she talks about in one of her songs, whether it's about love, ups and downs, or whatever, you can relate to. The My Life album has gotten me through so many depressing times. Like I know yesterday was not one of my best days.
Mhm.
And thank you everybody for checking on me. I'm good today. That album got me through everything yesterday. That the My Life album. If you're going through a dark time, you just put on the My Life album and just let it play on repeat. Mary knows what she's talking about from
Mhm.
every album. So those are my top three female artists.
That's an awesome top three, and yes, Mary do like you can feel in Mary's voice. It's there, whether she happy or otherwise. Like Mary don't play. She let it. It's all on the line with Mary. Not mad at that. Let me see. I'm trying to think if I have. And where would you like to? Okay, I think this is my last
Okay.
question. Where would you like to take your production, your space right now? I know you're already doing big things, obviously, but I know we're always looking to ascend, to move to higher ground, etc. So, in 10 years, where do you see, where do you see yourself moving, or what is the ideal place that you want to be?
Well, I would, if I was to go, because one of my classmates, she asked me this question. She said, "Oh my God, you deserve to be on television." I said, "Ooh, no, no. That is a big responsibility, having a platform on national television." And shout outs to Karamo, Sherry, Jennifer, all of them
Hmm.
who have their talk shows, and Tamron as well too, who have their
Hmm.
talk shows and platforms. Having a platform that big on a national level all over, you are putting yourself out there for everything, every criticism, every critique. And
Hmm. Sure.
I'm gonna go back to Mary for a minute. Being that deep into the industry, if you guys look at one of her music videos, and I talk about this example, Deep Inside, we know how ugly the industry can be. If you go back and you look at that music video where she's walking through the crowd, you see the crowd right there on that side. So that's why I'm kind of scared to be on that
Hmm.
level. I know the pressure of what comes along with that level of notoriety. And I'm happy where I'm at right now with the notoriety and the support that I'm getting because I don't
Hmm.
want the industry to take me and change me into something that I don't want to be. And we've seen how people
Understood.
get in this business and how they change. They get such a big
Hmm.
head, like, I'm better than you, you're beneath me. And I'm just like, no. When I get in here, I want to be like Mary because Mary, the girl from New York, what you see is what you get. The girl, the
Hmm.
round girl. Me,
Authentic, yeah.
when I started when I started Style by Stevie, I wanted to be the same way, like raw, real, and unapologetic. And still to this
Hmm.
day,
Hmm.
I don't want people to say, "Oh well, she's changed. She's acting like she's better." No, I want to be genuine with people. I want to be real with people. I don't want to get in this business, deep in this business, and then let it change me because I've seen the good and the bad about this business. So if you're looking to get into entertainment, acting, directing, hosting a
Hmm.
platform like I'm doing, it takes a lot of work. So
Hmm.
I know my answers are long-winded, but it's an explanation to it. Like, yes, yeah. If I get to a level on that level, I'd be like, oh my God, I'd be terrified. I couldn't do it. And I see the pressures of what some of the biggest names, Michael
Hmm.
Jackson, you mentioned Michael is one of your style influences, Prince, uh, even Whitney, and so many
I
others
love Whitney.
had to go through
Yeah.
behind the scenes. People see the glitz and the glamour, but they're not seeing
Hmm.
what the artist is going through behind. So yeah, that wouldn't be for me. I mean, I've had offers, and I'm being as transparent as possible. I've had
Uh huh.
offers, but I've had to say, no, thank you. That's not for me. Don't change me. I want to stay who I am because people love who I am and the woman
Hmm.
that I became.
No, I love that. I think that's a great answer. Just being understanding yourself and knowing the space and where you need to be for this moment right now. That's very important. And I think there's still going to be some other pushes coming your way, but that's
Yes,
just me.
people are pushing and they're trying to. We want her to have a no, 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 not right now. Miss Stevie is not for sale.
That part.
It's
I'm with
enough
that.
for it's enough for me for everybody to go around,
Hmm.
and I want to be authentic with people. I want to be genuine because people can tell it's just like, ooh, she's fake. Don't hang around her. It's not real. So for
Yeah.
me, I want it to be real, the connections and bonds that I build with my audience. For every talk show, you
Hmm.
build a bond with your audience. And
Hmm.
people look forward to seeing my face every day when they come on the gram or whatever. So
Hmm.
when I got into this business, I said my goal is one thing, and that is to bring joy to people. And I'm going to
Hmm.
continue to keep bringing happiness
Nice.
and joy to people as well as the truth.
Hmm. No, that's nice. No, it's necessary, and being authentic is the only way to go. So.
Absolutely. All right, fashion dolls. Do we have any questions for myself or Juan? We just went on and on.
Yeah, I think we
Such
did a
an
little bit.
amazing interview. So, do we have any questions, fashion dolls, about films or anything? And again, if you guys have not seen Pimptress, go to Tubi TV and check it out right now. Amazing project. And we have a question. What do you consider your weakness and how are you working through it? And that is from Liz.
Oh yeah, thanks for the question, Liz. In what regards do you mean? Do you mean like with acting? Do you, what do you mean exactly? Can you specify it a little bit for me, Liz? Thanks for the question, though.
Levi has a question for you too. He wants to know what else are you working on?
Oh, thanks for the question, Levi. So I do have a couple of things happening coming up pretty soon. As I stated earlier, the Diary of a Unicorn is going to be released on May the 2nd of 23. That's going to be with the People's Network, so that's exciting. You definitely
Mhm.
should tune in to Tubi for that. All right, and then we also have a Generational Curses. That's something that's being released. In that one, I play um, a father. He's a very religious father, so a little different on the range there. That's summer of 2023. So we also start filming. Um, we're in this together. That starts spring 2023. That's going to be pending, schedules and things of that nature. But that's going to be very exciting. So it will be a series. Um, very excited to do that. That's with Levi in LA Films Production, and then we have Christian Brothers 2 pre-production. That'll start filming in 2024. So there's a lot of things on the horizon here. Yes. And then let me see. Going back to your question, Liz, I haven't. I see you still here, Liz. Okay, acting and personal. What are some of the weaknesses? I think it's what you said. What do you consider your weaknesses? How are you working through it? So as far as with acting, I think the thing is, I'm how can I say? I'm in tune with emotion, very in tune
Mhm.
with emotion, and I believe you have to be able to tap into um, these different experiences. You have to be, has to be some empathy there to be able to step in somebody's shoes. I think the struggle with me regarding that is still doing everyday like 9 to 5 working and trying to blend that with the acting world because you have schedules and you want to work with a set schedule, right? and sometimes they move around, and you have to. It's just a constant juggling
Balance.
act.
Yeah.
It is. It's that I have, two dogs, of course. I have a whole household. My babe, etc. So it's always trying to make sure my friends always trying to make sure everybody is we're all doing
Taking
what we
care of.
should for one
Yeah.
another. So I think that's the hardest part as far as like the acting part of it. Um, as far as personally, um, I think, and how so let me go back to the first one, and how I work on just handling that is planning, making sure that I have a schedule out, making sure that things are in order, um, allowing, some time, 30 minutes, an hour, or whatever, in order to make sure that we fit within that space. And then, I can keep moving because, yeah, sometimes it goes like this, go, 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 and then you stop. Sometimes it's that, sometimes it's just me. And then personally, um, I think that for myself, I think that I, let me think about that for a hot second. I think that I like to take on everything. I think I'm Superman sometimes. That's what it is. And I like to take on everything, being the oldest male in my family, the oldest, of my siblings, the male of my siblings. We are, at least in my case, you're always taking care of things. If people need you, that's the
Yeah.
call. If somebody doesn't know how to do something, you're figuring it out. I mean, I've learned so many things. I can fix your bike. I can fix your tires. I can change your oil. I can sew up your outfit. I can this. I can that. The third, the fourth. Because being that big brother affords me the beauty to have the position, but also the challenges to make sure that I know how to do it all. So I think just trying to do all those things and be all those things at once. The way that I work on that is taking time for myself. I spoke about this earlier where I said I like nature. I love nature. Nature to me is the same as cooking, it's the same as a music. Everything is harmonious if you let it be. So that's where I find myself. Hopefully that wasn't too much. But yeah.
No, that's imperative to have in this business with being able to balance everything out because you're always on the road, you're always going, you're always on set filming, and it's imperative that you find that balance, that everybody's good and everybody's taken care of. And another question for you.
Okay, so how do the following words influence you and make you feel? So balance. Being that you're talking to a Libra, balance is very important to me. Um, there is a yin and a yang to everything for me. Um, and even when sometimes people believe that, oh, it's not that, there always is. You just have to find that. As far as the journey, there's a song that pops in my head. How does it go? As long as you keep your head to the sky.
Optimistic
I mean,
sounds blackness.
often,
Yeah.
yes. My journey has not been one for the weak, but I don't think that anyone else could handle or hold the things that I have, and done it with as much, genuineness and grace and love. Indecision. I think that's where my Scorpio comes in. I'm not really indecisive. I know they say Libras are a lot, but I'm not though. I think that has everything to do with my Scorpio part in my thing. And then I have a moon that's a Capricorn. So I'm like, okay, and then reality. What do we mean by reality exactly? Like, yeah, you gotta specify that just a little bit more. What you can cook? What's your favorite meal? Oh, okay. So from Levi, I heard I can cook. What's my favorite meal to cook? I mean, I come from a big family. I love my family. I talk about them a bit. But I love like cooking big meals. It's a whole lot of us. So we, Thanksgiving or we doing Christmas meals or, just because. So I love doing greens, baked mac and cheese, I want to do some fried chicken, probably some fried catfish. Let's do some black eyed peas. I love rice, so let's do a little bit of rice. We can keep going. Like, it's a thing for me. Bacon too. I like to bake too.
It's
So,
so therapeutic. I love to bake also.
hmm it's a thing. Like, like I said earlier, like all those things to me are the same. Nature, cooking, and music. So with music, you have the different, sections. So you have your tenor, your this, your that, soprano, alto. With cooking,
Yeah.
you have like your pepper, your garlic powder, your onion powder, and whatever other seasonings you want, right? And then with nature, you need all these things in order for all of them to prosper or stand at their highest space, for people to appreciate and enjoy them. All those things are necessary. So. Now is your reality, or is there more beyond your earthly now? Oh, okay. That's why I asked what you meant. So the question is, do you feel the space you inhabit now is your reality, or is there more beyond your earthly now? Um, I definitely believe in living in the moment, in the space, acting in this space, in this time. But to answer the question overall, yeah, I definitely believe there is more beyond this reality. I think that there is a reason why we are certain places, certain things are happening, we encounter certain people, we help certain people we are like, okay, what's going on there? All these things are for a greater purpose. So yeah, to answer the question, yeah, I think it's important to live in the space that you're in now so you can appreciate that space, but not lose track or sight of the fact that there is a connection that's bigger than all of us, and all of us are included in that connection. You exclude people, then you start to lose um, the sincerity, the connection. You start to lose the connection. Hopefully that makes sense.
Fashion Dolls, any more questions? This was such a phenomenal interview. We went
Hey,
way over time. We wasn't expecting
oh,
this. It just happened. It just happens. The conversation is so good. And we hope you guys enjoy it. Do you guys have any last questions, any last remarks? Liz says, wonderful. Thank you. So I am going to
thanks
let
for the questions, Liz.
Juan
Sorry.
close it out with the final thought of the day. What are some words and nuggets you would like people to take in 2023? Like, we are officially here, and for me, it's been a great year already so far. We have wrapped
hmm
up almost all of our episodes for the season 17 premiere. We premiered back January 17th this year,
hmm
and I only have three more interviews to complete, and we are done, Fashion Dolls. The lineup is
Oh,
ready anyway before you need it. So make sure you guys stay tuned. So yes, we are almost at that 400 mark with 400 interviews, 400 shows. And I'm
that's
super excited.
amazing.
Yes, it's been a lot of hard work, crying, praying, and Ali
hmm
Yankee, you know. So, what are
hmm
some words that you would like to take for people to take along in 2023 with them of encouragement?
well, first I want to say I see my sister here. I love you. Thanks, sis. Um, I think the words of encouragement um, would be um, having faith,
Mm,
um, believing that all things are possible, believing in yourself, um, taking the time, these might be phrases, taking the time to love yourself, um, because once that love is complete within, then it spreads out. You'll see it. It just will bounce and shine off of you. If that's needed for some, I don't think everybody needs that, but for those that do, um, being being true to yourself, being authentic, and not afraid to um, help someone else, because ultimately there's a valuable lesson in that, and maybe a connection that a connection that will go on for a very long time. So I'm just sending love to everybody. That's it. Just love.
Just like a Libra. Again, just like the signs, everything just correlates perfectly.
No.
So let everyone know where they can follow you. TPN, make sure you guys please go and check out the project right now. It is out right now. Pictures, which is out on Tubi. So make sure you guys go and check out the film. It is amazing. And we hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. So many nuggets, so many gems dropped in just an hour. So we went over time. But it happens sometimes. So let everyone know
Yeah.
where they can follow you at, Juan.
All right. So if you're on IG, you can follow me at I underscore M Juan B. That's JUANB. If you are interested in hearing some music, I didn't get the chance to really dive too far into that, but just really
Well, you
quick.
can.
Uh,
You can. We don't have to wrap up just yet. If you go ahead,
okay.
you got the
All right, so I did
floor.
a collaborative album. Thank you. So I did a collaborative album with just various artists. This was from 2019 when Love is Spoken. We're working on something again for this year. What'll be the end of this year or beginning of next year. So be on the lookout for that. My name as a musician is either going to be Juan B or Prince Alon. It just depends on when I started that. And then I had a few other um, series and films and things I was in. If you're interested in that, then I would encourage you to go to on YouTube at Bobby N, the letter N, Renee. So that's Bobby, the letter N, Renee. Peoples, that's on YouTube. You'll find Red Herring there. So if you want to see me play like a different character, you'll see it there. I think there's Red Herring, there's Game Night, which is a short film, which is pretty dope. And I think I'm missing something. I don't know how to. And then, of course, I'm a brand ambassador for Beat of Life. So this is beatoflife.me. If you go to the website, you'll see me posted on the website quite a bit. A brand ambassador there. So ultimately what he does, his name is Ray Silver. He does videography. He does headshots. So if you've seen some of my things that were posted recently, you'll see all of that there. All of that information. He's a cool guy, great vibe, and yeah, look into it. I encourage it. And then, of course, as I said earlier, with Levi Otis, what is this? Levi and LA Films Production. We definitely have a couple of things coming, so we'll start to film the series of We're in This Together. And then next year, we'll start to film Christian Brothers too. So be on the lookout, y'all. Couple of things.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
And
I just
thank
want to,
Go ahead, I'm
oh,
sorry.
sorry. I was just going to say, I just wanted to thank you for having me on. This was a great experience. I enjoyed talking with you, just conversing, um, uh, understanding the stuff you were saying and the things that we were saying and then some that we were not. That was written. I love it. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Why you're not about to make me cry my eyelashes off?
I,
Melanie
we're
will
not doing
kill
that.
me. Shout outs to Melanie and Ella, my Bridges, for makeup and everything. Shout outs to her. Amazing makeup art. So again, thank you so much for just giving us a few minutes of your time. Like, I had such a great time with you. And again, that Libra energy, I'm feeling it all through the screen. Amazing. I had such a great time. And Levi, thank you. Thank you for coming through. So
Yeah.
Levi's hopefully going to be coming to the dollhouse pretty soon to play. So definitely let me know, Levi. And we look forward to it. Tomorrow, Fashion Dolls, we have award-winning stylist and multiple published writer DQ Styles is going to be here. So with Paris Fashion Week around the corner, we had to wrap it up Friday for that. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow at 4 with DQ Styles. I love you all, Fashion Dolls, and you guys take care. I love you, and you guys stay safe and everything and so much more. And thank you, Juan. I had such a great time.
Thank you. Likewise. Likewise. All right.
Take care, everyone. Take
Peace, y'all.
care.